Hello. This week we've got an unusual sort of situation, whereas it's a kit I've built before. So I can show you what the kit is, but that's what it ends up like, as it was boxed with the New Zealand Air Force. But now there's a new box in with the Swedish Air Force included as an option, and the RAF as well. So this is what I did. This is sort of an after. I'll show you the before afterwards. Alright, I built it years ago now, so it'd be nice to see the original kit to revisit some of the aspects of it. Okay, put that aside now, not to break it. So here we are, the RAF and Swedish Flygvapnet training aircraft, the J-28C designation. Pardon me, still got my cough as I film. The decals. Now these prove a bit of a challenge if you want to do the RAF one, because I found these orange ones on the Jet Provost release be quite hard to get around corners. But I believe if you heat up, have warm water, not too hot but warm water as opposed to cold water, then you end up easier to mold them around the edges. But I'm chickening out of that, because I'm going to try to the Swedish decals, which all look fairly good registration, and there's ones there as well. You can't quite see the like yellow lines. Pardon me. And you see that, and they provided a nice glossy brochure to show you call-outs for the places where the decals go. Okay, I'm trying to do this quickly because my battery's not lasting these days. But you don't want to hear about that. This isn't a battery review, is it? Very standard black and white instructions. They've got a nice air intake situation there, where you've got the fan and the engine intakes. I'm not sure if the fan would look like that on the front of a engine for a Vampire, but it does the job for a part which you probably will never see. I can't see it in there at all, really. Can't really see it inside, but there we are. Yeah, we've even got the head-up displays for the which are clear parts you paint, except for where you want it to be clear. Got two seats. You've even got parts for the places for the feet to go. Again, you'll never see them. And nice little lining up instructions there. And I put this together, and in spite of it looking a bit complicated, it's quite easy. It fits quite well. Well, it fits this well. So back to refer to the actual model, but I'm doing it in Swedish, so it looked different, I suppose. There's your options for hood up or down. Sadly, there's extra parts on here in the real Vampire. Between the two seats, there's like hanging down bits. Not sure what they are, but it's a shame they didn't have a small part to put on there. And like I said, likewise, it's a shame there's no option for. I think there should be a ejector seat cord on the hood, on the top of the ejector seat, but as a new tool a couple of years back, it's quite good quality, really. I'm not disappointed by it. The actual parts, if I can get that quickly to show you. It's a funny thing with Airfix, sometimes they don't do things for you expect them to do, and they do other things you don't expect them to do. As the canopy, nice and clear. You've got, as I say, you've got the various parts in the cockpit you might expect, but you don't expect to have the trim wheel, which is what that is. If I can get that to focus. Anyway, there's trim wheel, but there we are, trim wheel, but there, and that goes on here. I'm sure that's what it is. That's visible in the cockpit. You can't see it with the lighting I got there, but you can see it in the right angle. It's in there. Use a torch when you look at your models, I think, these days. Nice little exit for the gun ports. Nice wheel well there. Large cockpit area. And it all goes well together well. You get men with it. Standard, same people have been flying in Airfix kits for years now. 50 years, they should be retired now. Maybe show somebody real model for being the pilots again. Two-place cockpit. These are the doors for the gear. There. The tanks. This is a funny thing too, peculiar thing. You got the aerial radio antenna over there, and it's prone to knock off, isn't it? You think you could have a little part of glue on there. I think I've actually had to re-glue on the other part on the one I built. But yeah, good quality, really. A bit of detail for the wheel wells there. When you put the one top main wing, and you put the bottom in afterwards, see. And that's the rear of the cockpit. Main wheel, jet pipe. There's the seats. You probably have to make your own harnesses, but it's focusing behind, isn't it? Yeah. So yeah, it's a nice idea to have the struts for the doors built in and the air intakes. But yeah, very basic kit. But my best option, I think, for a nice little J-28, I think it was, for the Swedish Airforce. And there you are. Imagine it looking olive and with Swedish decals on. Well, you won't have to imagine because you'll get it eventually. Bye for now.